4 off the block. I'm Vinny Lopes, and we are now joined by Rajahl Moxey after Charleston University pulled off some impressive victories over the weekend, defeating Princeton twice. And, I have to ask you, you've been here, this is the program's 4th year, you've been here since the start. What was that feeling like this weekend to beat Princeton?
The feeling was just, a lot of hard work finally paid off. I guess nobody ever really feels like they're the bottom, so coming there, starting the program with the rest of the guys, we never really had in our minds that, hey man, we're probably not the most elite team out there, you know what I mean? So for the last 4 years, we've just been putting in the hard work, as you can imagine, as any team, it takes a few years to build a program. So the first year, maybe we had 2-3 key players. Second year, we gained a few more key players. And at the end of last season, we had realized that we know what our team's chemistry is like, one. And two, we realized that, hey, we finally have our key players, We got solid blocks in the middle. We have good pins. We had a few more pins added to the team. It just really took us over the hill, and now just really being able to find the rhythm. I feel like even in the off-the-block tournament that we were at, we were still trying to figure out just exactly what our rhythm was, and, with the help of Anthony Rivera, setting, we have Max Seneca on the pin along with Ryan Santos, Eugene, Stewart, and Adriel Roberts in the middle. Then you had, Brandon Greenway as long as I swinging on the right side. I feel like we've just been really strong, and you can't forget Darren Pellegrini with being a great libero for us. And I mean, the awesome thing is that at practice, everybody else is still there. They're working just as hard as us, beating people out every day, and I think that's one of the things that allowed us to get to where we're at. It's so competitive every day in the gym. Dr. Stevens, along with the other coaching staff, really, really emphasizes competitiveness and low error. And I think Friday and Saturday night that's something that we're able to show. Just minimizing errors at the right time really, really worked out for us.
Yeah, well, talking about your team a little bit, it kind of sounds what you're saying a little bit. You kind of are developing that culture of winning. And just kind of talk a little bit about, what is that like to kind of just be through a program now where you guys are at the point where you kind of have that expectation going in the gym that, we can win, we can play with anyone.
It's funny because, I'm sure but last year we had Ken Merchak as our head coach, and that's something we spoke about a lot. We read a few books and spoke about our team culture. What do we want our team culture to be? Because, as you said, 4 years, obviously that's a pretty young program. Kudos to everybody else starting programs now. We've played a few teams that's maybe in their first or second year, which is awesome. But, it's always a struggle trying to find the program. A lot of schools, probably have high turnover in those first few years. It's something we've experienced, but it's just agreeing to that as a group, as a team, It's different when a program has been established for 10, 15, 20, 100 years, that coming there, what it is, you know what I mean? Going to Notre Dame, you know what Notre Dame football is. Even going to Penn State, you know what Penn State volleyball is, So now coming to Charleston, it's, hey, we're high energy, we're efficient, we're friends on and off the court, and we're going to put the hard work in, Dr. Stevens said something great in the huddle the other day. She said, we're a blue-collar team, we're going to outwork everybody else. And, obviously we know that every game won't go our way. Volleyball is a game of errors, for sure. But we know for a fact that, hey, when we go in the gym, nothing changes. I spoke to the team after we won on the first night against Princeton, and I said, hey, guys, great, awesome. We have one more thing we could check off our bucket list. Great, awesome, fine. Listen, that's the foundation. I don't want anybody to settle. We still got walls to build. We still need a roof. We need to build over our head. We need to make sure that we understand that we're not stopping here. And I think that's something that we've been working on, getting in the gym today, listening with the guys after practice, just getting ready for AB, not unexpecting that, hey, we're going to walk in and win, but we have to play our game, and be focused and be determined, and be efficient.
Yeah. And one of the interesting off-season storylines that was interesting about your team was obviously the coaching situation with Ken going to San Diego State, returning to his alma mater to help coach that women's team, and then Brent Stevens came in from the AD position. What was that first practice like, or first time she told you, "Hey, I'm going to be your coach this season"?
I mean, well, first of all, Dr. Stevens, she absolutely loves volleyball. To look on her, she has over 500 career wins in D2 women's volleyball. So nobody on her team had any sort of disrespect towards her or didn't think that she could handle the job. We actually, a lot of people, a lot of coaches on campus, they were talking about, at some point they would have seen her coach, before she would have been promoted to the AD position, and they, we had talks around the match. She's an intense coach. You guys better watch out. Just make sure the tip-top shit, stuff like that. So it was, the first practice was, I wouldn't say nerve-wracking, but, everybody's dotting their I's and crossing their T's for sure. But I mean, Coach Ken had a high-level, high-intensity practice every day. So it wasn't as though anybody was going to be shocked. He had spoken with the incoming recruits, and we kept in contact with them over the summer to just inform them what the team culture was. So when he accepted the job at FDSU, it was a shock, yes, but it wasn't so much of a huge shift in anything. Doc Stevens had her first practice, and it was what we expected. It was high intensity. We ran a good match because it was still preseason, still off-season, still conditioning. But there was emphasis on competitiveness, and the gym got heated, with just everybody, you're trying to make that point, you're trying to get that block, but it was clean, competitiveness, it was clean energy, which was awesome.
One of the cool things I see about this team is just the amount of international players that are on this roster. I want to ask, for you, what is that, like for you guys, to, really bond with people who, are from different parts of the world and, really form these relationships through volleyball?
Oh, yeah, it's interesting. So we have Eugene and I, we're from the Bahamas, right? And we have Angel Roberts from Trinidad. We have Max Seneca from Australia. We have another freshman outside, and Stefan Krumrak. He is Serbian and Norwegian. And, you think it'd be weird. Last year we had another Bahamian by the name of Donovan Wilmot in the middle. But it's not, the University of Charleston, I don't know if you know this, but I mean, the school is pretty diverse, considering the school is only about 2,500, 3,000 students. We have a ton of international students. So on the court, in practice, it's not shocking because you're in class at a small private university, maybe 10, 11 people, and sometimes the international students outweigh the number of American students. So on the court, it's just interesting to see the different techniques and styles and mindsets on the game. I think that's one of our strengths, just understanding that we all play differently, but we have one common goal, which has been awesome because we have a lot of people on the team from Pennsylvania. We got Ryan Santos, Darren Pellegrini, Anthony Rivera. We got some of the freshmen, Nate Wolf, and then we got a Floridian, somebody from California. So it's pretty awesome. We even got somebody way out in Washington, so it's just pretty interesting to see the differing styles and techniques, but understanding that, hey, this is our culture, and we're going to embrace it, right? So one team.
Awesome. And one final question, we'll let you go on this because I think that this is what a lot of volleyball fans are asking. So I'll ask you right now, you look at your guys' record, obviously 2-0, great start of the EIVA. Do you guys feel that you have the capabilities to make the EIVA tournament at the end of the season?
And that's a question that we've been getting a lot recently. We don't get me wrong, we've definitely spoken about it as a team. And we're playing it one by one, one point at a time, one set at a time, one game at a time. Like I said at the beginning of the interview, from our first year being here, having a complete freshman team, we never expected in our minds to lose every game. We always went into every game thinking we're going to win, we're going to put our best foot forward. Are we in a better place now than then? Definitely. I believe that as a team, our goal is achievable, which is making the EIVA championships. But it takes a constant effort. consistency is what's going to get us there. And I don't want to jump the gun, but I have a pretty good gut feeling that we're going to be there. And just gain some respect. You know, it's been tough over the last few years, and we've had lots of adversity. Obviously, with coaches, with people transferring out, things of that sort. But you know, nothing. Everything happens for a reason, and I think we're in a pretty good spot to really attract some attention just here in good old Charleston, West Virginia.